Hello everybody, welcome back, and today I got something really cool to show off with the event Shiny Zygarde. So you'll notice Miss Zygarde in my party, right? Everything about it looks normal, right? Until you scroll down and you realize, wait, the original event Zygarde comes with Aura Break, right? So how did I get Power Construct on a Shiny Zygarde? Well, here's the thing. What you do is it's basically how you get Power Construct on a normal Zygarde, except if you separate this, then it loses its shininess. So basically what you gotta do is you gotta get another Zygarde, most likely the Zygarde from Resolution Cave, so you will need another 50% Zygarde, or you can just collect 50 cells and create another Zygarde. So, or you can just collect 50 cells, but you don't actually have to create another Zygarde. But if you get another Zygarde, like the one in Resolution Cave, then you separate that one and put the 50 cells into the cube. And then after that, after you separate the 50 cells into the cube, you assemble a new Zygarde, but you use both the Zygarde cube and the Zygarde. So basically what you do is you use this Zygarde, and then you combine it with the 50 cells that you just put in the cube to get a Power Construct Shiny Zygarde. And that's basically how it's done. Now if you want a 10%, I'm sure you probably have to collect another 10 cells. I don't exactly remember how that works. But if you do everything right, well, I mean, Dexio gives you a 10% Zygarde in the game anyway, so I mean, you'll probably get that anyways. So basically, once I do that, hopefully it doesn't fucking, yeah, exactly. So basically, once I use this item, and the best part is, when you use this, if you use the Zygarde cube in the machine, like if you just use the Zygarde cube in the machine and you dissect into all these other Zygarde forms, then it'll lose its shininess. But if you use the Zygarde cube alone in the inventory and change its form, we now have a 10% Zygarde, and you will realize that when we go back into the inventory right here, when we go back, it is still as shiny. You will see that now we have the shiny 10% Zygarde. So this effectively means that, yes, once it reaches under 50%, or once it reaches under 50% health, or, yeah, 50% health or under, then that means you will get a perfect Zygarde. So, yes, through this event, through the shiny Zygarde event, yeah, like I said before, through the Shiny Zygarde event, you can get all 3 forms shiny simply by messing around. Now, I do recommend that if you screw this up, then you're basically fucked. But you can also save beforehand, so in case you screw up, then you can just reset your save, or you could just soft reset and then do it again so that you don't screw up. But yeah, that's essentially it. So yeah, you can get all 3 Zygarde forms shiny through the event Zygarde. But I believe that in Sun and Moon, I do believe that Zygarde may or may not be available in the original Sun and Moon games. So if you have the original Sun and Moon games, you're gonna have to collect 50 cells, and then yeah, basically do it with that. And then I believe also if you want the 10% to switch between the form, maybe you might not need the 10%. Maybe you might not need those, or those extra 10 cells if you're using the Zygarde cube, because I literally have like none in the Zygarde cube. If we go into this, I believe that if we go into the Zygarde cube here and we check it instead, so we check it. It says we have 50 in the Zygarde cube. So, yes. Okay, so yeah, you do only need 50. Yeah, you do only need 50 for both the regular and 10% forms. So this thing has Power Construct now. So yeah, that's basically it. Now you can get all 3 shiny zygarde. Now you can get all 3 zygarde forms shiny. So you can get the 10% form shiny, you can get the 50% form shiny, and you can also get perfect zygarde, which is really nice, and you can get that shiny too. So yeah, exactly. I think the only thing that is not possible is to gain a shiny 10% zygarde with Aura Break. That is still impossible to do, because if you separate the shiny zygarde into its 10% form, then it loses its shininess. So yeah, if you separate, yeah, like I said before, I'm pretty sure in order for the zygarde to be put in its 50% form, it needs to have power construct, and you also need to separate it as well. In order to get the 10% shiny zygarde form, in order to get the 10% zygarde form, you would need to separate it in the machine if it has Aura Break, or use the cube if it has power construct. And if you separate it using Aura Break, or if you separate it in the machine if it has Aura Break, then it loses its shininess. So yes, 10% zygarde with Aura Break is still impossible to get. But you can freely switch between the forms in the zygarde cube in your inventory, because like I said before, if you use the machine, then it loses its shininess. So if you straight up use the zygarde cube, I can keep switching between its 50 and 10% form, and it keeps its shininess. See? Then we go back, boom, you're gonna get it, and it stays shiny. So yeah, that's basically it. I will see you guys next time. Really nice discovery. Yeah, see ya.